Hi, everybody. This is What's Up Wednesday. I'm Heather, and in case you don't know where you're at, this is my page. It starts with the food. Big sigh of relief. We've made it through half the week. we're within striking distance of the weekend again. Thank God for 3-day weekends. I mean, that really just such a bonus going into the week. You're already one day ahead. Before I start, I really wanted to acknowledge the heat wave that's happening across the country. I know I live here in Florida, so it's a heat wave virtually 365 days a year. But a lot of you are not veterans with the heat. And if you know me at all, I am a big proponent of drinking lemon water. That's one of the things that you should be doing regardless of heat or not. You should be drinking at least half your weight in ounces. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you're going to be wanting to drink 75 ounces of water a day. That's not including heat or physical activity. That's not taking any of those things into account. So if you're really active and it's hot, drink more. I'm talking a lot more. Being dehydrated happens way, way, way before you're thirsty. So the best way, it's kind of like if you think you remember back, I don't know if you were that smart, but back in the days when you were getting ready to go out and have a pretty big night out, possibly do a lot of drinking, you hydrate before you go, and then you hydrate through and then hydrate at the end. The same thing, like you want to make sure you're hydrated, pre-hydrated before you go out and do any of these physical activities or expose yourself to sun for any length of time. So if it's hot, drink regardless, but drink more if it's hot. So the reason why we're here today is to talk about olive oils. I don't know if you had a chance to go to my blog, but today I posted about olive oil. And one of the reasons why I did is I'm super passionate about it. I have olive oil. I have a lot of them. I get them from my specialty olive oil store that's right around the corner from my house. And I make a point of going, as soon as I see that I'm running low, I go and get before it's already gone. And part of it is because of the health benefits, but I'll tell you, I've also become an olive oil snob. I hate to admit that, but it's true. Once you taste what real olive oil is supposed to taste like, it will blow your mind and you will be sold. That'll be it. Enough of the health benefits, the taste is just amazing. And what really good olive oil can do for your kitchen, just more than any kind of kitchen prowess, it can take your dish to the next level with really good olive oil and balsamic vinegar for that matter. So one of the things that I learned when I was out, hi Carly, thanks for being here. One of the things that I learned when I went to the specialty store was how their olive oil is different from the stuff that you buy in the store. Now they do have the typical store brands in there for you to try versus their competitor, which is what they've got. And that's really where you'll see the differences. You'll see the stuff that you normally have at home versus the stuff that they've got in the steel drums in their store. So did the taste test, and hands down it was the best. But part of the reason was because of how it's processed. First of all, it's certified. There are no olive oils in the grocery store that are certified 100% olive oil. So you don't know what you're getting in there. You don't have anybody that's going out to the groves and checking the crops every year. Every year it's different, just like with wines. You can have the same winery, but each year the vintage is going to be a little bit different. So same thing with olive oils. So they have somebody that goes out and actually looks at the farms and the olive oil groves and checks the quality of olive oil. They're hand-picked. The stuff that you're getting in the store is not hand-picked. What they do is they put a tarp underneath the tree, and as the olives ripen, they drop off and they sit in a pile until there's a big pile. Then they grab the tarp, put it in, and start processing it. Well, what happens when fruit or things like olives fall off the tree because they're ripe? They immediately start to rot. So you might have some rotten olives underneath that really big pile of good stuff. And so you might notice, well, one of the things I noticed was that the olive oil that I was used to getting tasted rancid. Like it tasted rotten. I could tell the difference. Whereas the stuff that I was getting out of these steel drums tasted alive. It tasted green. It tasted like it tasted real. I mean, there was like this really big difference with that. So you've got the certification. Hi, Jessica. Happy to know that you're in your new house. I hope you're enjoying it. And I hope you get some olive oil for it. Maybe you get it for a housewarming gift. But with olive oils, you know, the stuff that you're getting in the plastics, the olive oils will leach the plastics in them. And what you're getting at the store could be filled with partially hydrogenated oil, up to 20%. And they don't even have to disclose that. So you buy olive oil, you buy it because you know you're supposed to, you know that it's heart healthy. You're not maybe really sure why, but let me tell you. So olive oil is rich in monosaturated fats. Those are things that are really prominent in the Mediterranean diet. So one of the things that you're looking for in the foods that you eat is something that's high in monosaturated fats and totally gone of trans fats. Olive oil lowers risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, and stroke, even cancer. It's high in polyphenols. Those are the things that drive us to drink that glass of wine or have that square of chocolate because we know it's good for us. Well, what's good for us? It's the polyphenols. Those things, the polyphenols actually prevent and protect cells from cellular degeneration, free radical damage, think aging. So if you've got polyphenols, that's going to help you keep looking young, that skin looking healthy. You'll have that nice youthful glow. It can protect from things like cancer, Alzheimer's disease, and heart disease. So we know that's a heart healthy diet. Well, partially hydrogenated fats are the total and complete opposite. They're trans fats. And if you've been living under a rock, or maybe you've heard of trans fats but weren't really sure what those were, those are the things that were finally banned out of our diets, I think, within the last couple of years. They're supposed to be completely out of anything at this point. But you can have a small percentage of trans fats, and they don't have to disclose it. Companies don't have to disclose the small, minute amounts of trans fat. And it's not even minute. They're just smaller amounts. Those trans fats are used to extend shelf life. So when food should be rotten, things like these trans fats are keeping things still good. So things that we shouldn't be putting in our bodies because they're technically bad, the trans fats are making better. Trans fats really made, and the partially hydrogenated fats really made a huge splash in our lives with things like margarine. Like back when they were demonizing butter and lard and things like that, the margarine was supposed to replace that. The vegetable oils were supposed to replace that. Crisco was supposed to replace that. Well, that shortening that's in pretty much all of the baked goods, it's in pizza crust, it's in, you look around, French fries, I mean, like, it's everywhere. And those are the things that are actually causing heart disease, clogged arteries, strokes, high blood pressure, high cholesterols. The partially hydrogenated fats increase your LDLs, which are the bad cholesterol, and lower your HDLs. So if you've ever had a cholesterol panel drawn at the doctor, the things that they look at are your HDL. They want that number to be good. They want that to be a high number. That's the good cholesterol. Then you've got your LDL. That's the bad cholesterol. They want that number to be low. Well, this does the opposite. Olive oil actually lowers the LDL and raises the HDL. So that's literally in direct opposite of what the trans fats do. So you've got this conundrum of you're buying olive oil at the store because you think it's the healthier version, and you know that this is something you're supposed to be having into your diet. But in that could be up to 20% of the trans fats, and they don't have to tell you. And even having a little completely diminishes any of the qualities and benefits of the olive oil. So you might be buying what you think is 100% organic olive oil, spending really... Sorry about that. This is Florida. This is summertime. We've got storms rumbling through and my internet is wonky. I can't blame it on the storms. My internet just sucks. So we'll just go from there. So anyway, even just a little bit of the trans fats completely negates all of the good stuff that olive oil does. And I think if you're spending good money, you should be getting what you pay for. And the fact that they don't have to disclose that is really disturbing. So here we're all, out there on the olive oil bandwagon, beating that drum, using it. It's, we're religious about buying it. We're good about staying away from it. When, the trans fats, we're like, okay, so we're not going to have those French fries, and we know that the oils are switched out, and we know we're supposed to stay away from that, but here we are spending the money, bringing it into our own homes, and have no idea. So going to these specialty stores, and they're popping up everywhere. There's the first time I'd heard about it, one was in Panama City, and lo and behold, not within 6 months later, there was one literally 2 miles away from me. So spending a little bit of extra money and actually getting what you're paying for, knowing that it's got a shelf life, that, it will go bad, that you'll be able to taste it when it goes bad. When you try the stuff, you'll know that this is what it's supposed to taste like. It feels alive. So you have to plan, and you have to be prepared and go, okay, I recognize that I'm running low on my olive oil, and I'm not just going to be, at the local grocery store. I actually need to maybe make a special trip if it is, and get a couple bottles to stock up if you need to. When you're there, taste test everything, whatever they've got out there. You never know. There might be some lemon infused olive oil that just really floats your boat and would be a great addition, and you could see using in so many dishes, and even may inspire you to try different things. I know when I was there, I tried all of the olive oils, and then I also tried the balsamic vinegars, which the balsamic vinegar that you will taste at these specialty stores is unlike anything that you can actually buy at the grocery store. Like, I keep spending, I remember I'd spend more and more money at the grocery store for these, prettier bottles, thinking, okay, this is going to be the real balsamic vinegar. This is going to be the real stuff. And I'd get home and I'd be pretty disappointed. Occasionally I would get one, but usually it had more sugar in it, which was the problem. But these are actually from Italy. They will be aged 12 to 14 years in barrels like wine. And over that time, it thickens up into a really nice syrup that can be used in so many things without extra sugar. And they've got everything from the traditional to like a jalapeno balsamic. I mean, I remember I left there, I spent a lot of money my first time. I mean, like, be prepared to spend a little bit of money. But I came home with probably 12 bottles of different oils and vinegars, and just went crazy. Like, that's how my pork tenderloin kind of happened. I tried this fig balsamic vinegar and just knew it would be great with a pork tenderloin, and that's pretty much what I did. Hi, Taryn. Thanks for joining. So, yeah, I mean, like, don't be afraid to try different things, and even mixing olive oils and balsamic vinegars can just really take your vegetables. It can take salads and make them interesting, or you could just do a traditional balsamic with a really nice olive oil. Just really, they've got everything from mild to a robust olive oil, and what that means is, like, the olive oils, that greenness that I was talking about, is actually it's a bite that happens, and it's kind of like this, not bitterness, but it's like this bite, and you'll just know that this is really strong. I like the stronger ones for my raw vegetables. I know when I'm cooking for my family, I use a milder one. They like less green things, so I really like the green taste of the deeper, richer ones, and the ones with that deeper richness, those are also higher in the polyphenols. So those are the ones that if you can get your family to eat them and you like it, by all means go for it. Get a big bottle. Don't cheat yourself out of the really good health benefits of it. This to me was worth writing about just because of all of the recipes that I use, how big of a part olive oil plays in my cooking and my life, and salad dressings and all the things that I use. And I thought, you know what, I wonder how many people are really aware of this fraud that's going on with olive oil. And I know, I mean, like, I remember hearing about this, I don't know, and we're back. So I guess that's the universe's way of saying wrap it up. So in conclusion, don't cheat yourself out of the good stuff. Go to a specialty store. Go spend a little extra money on the real stuff. It's totally worth it. You'll use less in the long run because it's got so much flavor. You won't need quite as much. And survive summer with a really good water bottle. Lots of filtered water, lots of fresh lemon in there. That'll keep you healthy. It'll keep you hydrated. And I'd love to see you next time on What's Up Wednesday. Feel free to bring wine. I said last week that I was going to bring wine and make it a wine down What's Up Wednesday, and I totally forgot. So that will happen next time. Until then, be safe, drink up, get your good olive oil. See you soon.